Recently, I've been trying to get in better shape by hitting the gym and making better food decisions and all those things that make a person generally healthier, but the most important thing is staying hydrated. Hydration is one of, if not the most important things to living a healthier and better life, and Liquid IV is your best ticket to achieving that goal. Liquid IV hydrates 2 times faster than water alone with 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks, which is pretty significant. I really enjoy Liquid IV because it's easy to take. It's easy to take with you, which makes it super convenient, whether it's after the gym or if I need to pick me up in the morning after a night out or just a boost of hydration while I'm at work. Staying hydrated is so much easier for me because of Liquid IV, and I think it can do the exact same thing for you. Also, if you're worried about the flavors, don't be. They've got strawberry lemonade and lemon lime, which are some of my favorites, and they are very good, but they got plenty of other flavors, so you'll find something you like for sure. So if you want to start getting and staying more hydrated, you should try some Liquid IV. Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code BADMOVIE at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code BADMOVIE at liquidiv.com.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you some breaking news. There's been reports all over the area of something crazy going on, something big. People's homes, their minds even, are being taken over by something called, what is it they're calling it? They're calling it Bad Movie Debate.
It kind of slaps, like you're not wrong.
It does. That bass line?
I'm curious if it changes. No, I think it's just this. Yeah, that bass line's groovy. All right, well, we're going to fade that out. All right, sweet. Hell yeah. All right, well, welcome to Bad Movie Debate. We out here. Thank you to the platform I used to do this. Got a free little intro song, I guess. So, like, there's probably like 100 million other podcasts who also use that, like, on a regular basis, because it's like the standard, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's all good. Bad Movie Debate, welcome to Bad Movie Debate. First one of 2024. Took a little me time, aka was super busy with the holidays and shit, and didn't plan very well to get back into the swing of things. But we're here, so it's fine. But we're not doing a regular debate. We're not doing a normal one. We're doing we got our boy Kyle Lane here to talk about some TV stuff because he's our TV liaison. Here at Bad Movie Debate as his official title.
It's on my resume.
It is. It should be. I don't know if it helps or hurts, but it should be there regardless. Because we just got to talk about True Detective Night Country. Because this shit is gas, ? Is really good, ? Like,
I think so.
I'm enjoying it very much so
Same
far.
Here.
Yeah,
I will say I do have some worries, but we'll get into that.
I may have the same worries, but we'll definitely get into them. So this time for the TV episode, we're not going to talk about the entire season like we did last time and have a 3-hour episode. Hopefully not a 3-hour episode. So there's 3 episodes out now that just aired yesterday, recording on Monday, and that just came out, and so we're doing the mid-season finale because there's only 6 episodes in this season. So we're doing a mid-season finale, and then in 3 weeks we'll do another one to talk about whether we were 100% correct or totally wrong about our worries and or our predictions of what's going on. So
which this is so perfect.
Yeah.
So we were talking about doing the rehearsal, or not the rehearsal. That's the other show.
Curse. Yeah, the curse with Emma Stone and him.
This one has so much more theorizing, I feel like, at the half point, given I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched, what's it called yet, but The Curse.
The Curse, yeah. Yeah, we both dropped the one. We were like, we're definitely going to talk about that one, and then neither of us ended up watching it.
Neither of us have seen it.
Yeah, like I haven't seen a single second.
No,
but that's fine. But yeah, this one, I mean, just like, I don't know. It was impossible for us not to talk about this one, I feel like. So here we go. Here we are. Kyle, what are your 3 episodes so far? What are your, like, just off the cuff, like if someone asked you, hey, hey, there's going to be massive spoilers as we get into it. If you don't know that, you should just know that already. So catch up and then listen to this. But like if someone was like, hey, what do you think of the new True Detective, like elevator pitch, like good, bad, yes, no, like what's your base layer? And then we'll dive in.
Okay, so I would say it's definitely good, but I would say if you're expecting it to be like every other True Detective season, you might be disappointed because it is the feeling it gives more supernatural than it does like real mystery, I guess. I mean, it's still a mystery, obviously, but
but like the mystery is very fucking weird, like off the bat, like immediately,
incredibly.
Like, I'd pretty much say the exact same thing. Like, it's just like if you're expecting, like detective mystery, like with maybe some weirdness in there, like you're gonna get a lot more weirdness than you think, because like
for sure,
because season 1, obviously, there's a lot of weird stuff with like Carcosa and like the Yellow King and all that jazz. And then season 2, there wasn't like anything. The horrible season 2, there was like nothing weird. It was straight like detective mystery story, and that's it that I can remember.
Season 2 was Colin Farrell and the casino.
Yeah, it was like the casino, and Vince Vaughn was in it, and Rachel McAdams and stuff. Like, which I've said it. I said it as it was coming out, and I'll say it again. Like, Vince Vaughn did great. Like, he was good for what he had to work with, you know. So
definitely,
all the acting is always good, but the story in that one, But yeah, I don't remember any supernatural stuff in that one. And then in the 3rd season with Mahershala Ali, he had like the Nam flashbacks, and like that added like if I remember correctly, like that was like he had like his Nam flashbacks, but there was like an extra supernatural twist to those flashbacks. Like they weren't just like your standard. I mean, I guess none of them are standard, like, you know, flashbacks in a situation like that. But like there was a little bit more to it than just a detective. And then, but then this one right here,
it's like 4. Legitimately. Oh, okay. So this is about like ghosts or something.
Yeah. You're like, oh, so like, just like they say, she's awake a lot.
Yeah. A lot.
And you're like, who? I'm sorry. Who's awake and why? And why are these guys like frozen in the ice, completely nude like this? Like, what?
Even the first opening scene, it's like that group of like animals just running off of a cliff.
Dude. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, see, because my first thought was I was like, yeah, it's obviously CGI. You know, it's like, it's okay though. Like, whatever, you know, he's hunting them, whatever. And then they just like, they all start, the caribou, whatever, just start screaming and just run off a cliff. And the dude's just like, the fuck? Like, he's just looking, he's like, what the fuck just happened? Like, like, I was gonna get some meat. Like, I was gonna
get some of that.
But like, like, honestly, I kind of forgot about that because I thought you were talking about when we go to the science base. It's called like Salal, right? It's like TSALAL or something. It's something weird. It's got a weird. Oh yeah, it's right here. TSALA. So like I think it's called like Salal, like the T is silent, whatever. Okay. Regardless, when they're all just hanging out. They're watching what is it? Ferris Bueller's on in the background, and like the young dude's like making the food, and he's like FaceTiming or like recording himself or something, and then that dude in the background just starts fucking shaking.
Yeah, you know? And then turns around and he says that phrase, right?
He turns around and he's like, "You good, bro?" And he's like, "She's awake," and he's like, "Who?" like everybody watching. Who's awake? What do you mean? And then it like cuts to black and then cut to the guy shows up and is like, everybody's gone. There's a tongue on the floor. Like, like call Jodie Foster. She needs to come here and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Which, bro, just real quick, I was going to go ahead and get this out of the way. Jodie Foster, fucking killing it as always. She don't fucking miss. And then what's the other actress's name?
I was just about to look that up because I'm horrible with names.
Same, but she's
I'm
so
pretty
fucking.
sure she has a little bit of a unique name.
Yeah, it's a Callie or Collie, Reis, Rise, something
Right.
like that. She's amazing. She's fucking
She is
incredible.
amazing.
Like I thought Jodie Foster was gonna come in and like completely steal the show, and it was be like all eyes on Jodie. But like their scenes together, it's just like a back and forth. They're amazing together. So get that out. All the acting is good. We can go ahead and say that. All the cinematography, all that shit, production, everything is great. Exactly what you expect from the 4th season of True Detective as they're trying to get back to form. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, so who is she? And why is this happening? Like I like every time like every scene, I'm like, but are we gonna learn more about it like right now? Because I need the answers immediately. I don't know.
Well,
so
in my main, I think the key to this in finding out who she is what's her name?
Navarro or
Fiona Shaw.
Wait, the old lady in the first episode who finds the guys.
Yeah, Fiona Shaw's her actual name.
Okay.
She's like the hippie.
Yeah, the hippie lady.
Yeah, the hippie lady. I think she's the key because she clearly knows.
She got something going on. Honestly, like her Rose is her character name. Yeah, Rose. So do we just want to? I think we should just jump right in. So she quote unquote is the one who finds the pile of frozen nude scientists who one of them may or may not have clawed his eyes out. Their dicks are hanging out like and stuff. Like it's a mess, and they're all on top of each other, just frozen in the ice. Right? She's the one that finds them, quote unquote. But like the guy she had been sleeping with for a while and like dating or whatever, he showed her his ghost
through a vision.
That
seemed
dude,
very normal to her. It seems like it's not the first time.
You know, she was out there like cutting up some shit, like dressing some meat, and she's just like, "Hey, Travis," and he's just like standing there in like just a t-shirt and like fucking Alaska, and she's like. He like starts walking away, and she's just kind of like, all right, like, what do you need to show me this time, Travis? So like, she was down, which I respect, but like, so
you want to know the craziest thing about that, though?
Yeah. So
and this is gonna. I think you know this.
I
think we talked about this before, but
I think we did.
The guy who pointed it out is Rust Cole's father. Rust Cole is Matthew McConaughey from season 1 of True Detective.
It's so fucking crazy, dude. It's because it's like they call him Travis, and it's like, okay, that's a pretty common name. But then like later in that first episode, or maybe in the second episode, I think it's the second episode. Maybe, I don't know.
I think it is, yeah.
The point is, they say like she calls him Cole, or she says like Travis Cole and stuff, and it's like that. Like if you watch the first season. You know that that's his dad's name is Travis Cole, and he talks about living in Alaska with his dad for a while, and he was like, "Oh, but I came back down here because I couldn't handle the cold and stuff," and like, and his dad died of like cancer or whatever like a while back. Oh, right. But then like he uses the excuse to like go visit my dad who was sick when he does like he starts doing the undercover ops, Matthew McConaughey's character, and they do that amazing scene where he helps the white supremacists do like the drug bust in like the black neighborhood.
Right.
We're like, where were you? And he was like, I was visiting my dying father in Alaska, but he wasn't. So like, it's confirmed, like there's 100% that's his dad. And like, he goes out there and he just like, so she follows him out there into the middle of like the ice, as they just call it, the ice, like, when you're in like no man's land of the wilderness out there, but and he just like turns around and she's like and he does this like Twin Peaks style like dance as he's just flailing his arms around, and she's just like go on, like just
dance
in it, just ready for it. She loves it. And then he points over, and there's this big fucking pile of dead scientists with their dicks out, and they're all fucked up. And like, and that's just like, that's like what, the first 15 or like 20, 30 minutes of the episode.
Pretty much right off the bat, for sure.
It's like, yeah, it's all, that's all first episode. like this crazy shit. And like, yeah, I don't know. So what, there was more stuff that tied to season 1 so far too, right? Like, or was it
so
just,
thing that made me realize it was the spiral.
The spiral, dude.
One of their older cases was a girl who had the same spiral tattoo as the girl who got murdered in season 1. And one of the things I was seeing on Reddit earlier was they showed the autopsy pictures, I think, in this most recent episode. And the stab wounds were identical to the ones from season 1.
Like in the stomach and stuff.
Yeah, and I think she got stabbed like 32 times or something crazy like that.
It's like a huge amount, which like was the same thing in the first season. They're like, damn, like stabbing the hell out of these people, like these women, like that was like something that was of note in that one too. So like, yeah, damn, that's so weird. Because then like one of the researcher guys, he was like seeing Annie K, and then he got the same tattoo on his chest. And he was the one that like in the video freaks out and is like, she's here, or like she's awake.
That's right.
And stuff like, so, and like, I don't know, man, it's real fucking weird. Because then Rose is talking to Navarro and she like draws it in the snow or whatever,
right,
real quick, and she's like what the fuck is that? And she's like, oh, it's older than the ice. Like,
wait,
you know, like
she drew the spiral.
Rose draws the spiral.
Okay, because when me and Savannah were watching it, we're like, what did she just draw? I can't see it. It's like in snow.
Yeah, it's like in the snow, but like I'm pretty positive it's supposed to be that. It's supposed to be the spiral, or like a approximation of the spiral. Right. And she's like, the fuck is this? Navarro's like, okay, like cool fucking snow drawing or whatever. And she's like, nah, this shit older than the ice that's out there,
right?
Like, which is like billions of years old. And it's just like, that shit gave me chills, dude, because I'm like, what are we talking about? Like, what is going on here? Like,
it's insane.
It's very much supernatural over like real life, like true crime, quote unquote, or like detective story. But I love it, to be honest.
Yeah. There was one other reference that I had seen online. Oh, it was apparently in one of the episodes they were drinking Lone Star beer.
Yeah,
which is like not really readily available in Alaska, apparently, because it's like I'm pretty sure Texas. Is it Texas that?
It's very Texas. Like you can get it in Louisiana because they're right there and stuff. Like you can get it like kind of like in like Texarkana like area and stuff. Yeah. But like it's like mostly a Texas thing, which is why Cole drinks it like a lot, because he spent a lot of time in Texas doing his
little figures.
Making his little figures. Yeah. Honestly, when I rewatched the first season, lo and behold, I watched the first season like literally like less than a month ago. I just rewatched it because I was like, it's time. Turns out it was a great idea. Man, him making those little figures and stuff, I totally get why those dudes were like, was this you? was this you? Like,
I was like, these people.
Yeah, I was like, are you? Like, are we? Like, I was like, it might. I knew what was gonna happen. I've seen it like dozens of times. I've seen it, and I'm like, it might have been him. Like, he's just so sketch the entire time.
And then he's doing his little.
It's so funny. They're just like, this dude's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah,
I'm with them. I'm definitely with them in the first few episodes rewatching. I was just like, man, this guy's fucking crazy. But I love him, obviously. That does remind me though, because I did watch after the first 2 episodes of this one, I went back and I was like, I need to immediately rewatch the first season. And then I just got through the first one. I was like, I just watched it. It's all still pretty fresh. But actually, maybe I don't. Maybe I'm not correct on that. And I do need to watch it because at the end of the first episode of season 1, he says like something. They kind of bring up the whatever the new case is and stuff, and like he says something along the lines of like, well, you better start asking the right questions.
Yes.
And Danvers, Jodie Foster's character, is always doing this like, what's the right question? She's like, what's the question we're not asking? Like, and like makes whoever she's working with like ask questions so they can like get further in their case and stuff. And like, I I don't know if that's just like a shout out, like a little Easter egg thing, or if there's something more to that. You know what I mean? Because
yeah, there might be.
Because that's interesting to me. Like that, like he was always like they have very similar detective like styles. It seems like it's like question, like you can't get answers if you don't ask the right questions. Is what they both seem to be like, how they go about like doing their like detective work and stuff. And I'm like, again, it could just be an Easter egg, could just be like they're trying to make Jodie Foster's character like Matthew McConaughey's and stuff, because everybody loved season 1 so much. Like, which, yeah, I mean, that would be a good thing to do. If it stops there, it's a good choice, and I like it. But again, as you said earlier, it's like there's just so much speculation you can do with True Detective, like, because it's just so crazy all the time. Like, I'm like, there's got to be more to it. There has to be, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
no
and
doubt.
there's just, I really feel like, sorry, I have been reading conspiracies all day, pretty much.
Oh, good. No, I see. I knew you were going to, so I haven't read any. So I want you to like throw them at me, and like I'm just gonna off the dome try to react to them.
Yeah. Well,
and,
this
like,
is,
see if anything else hits.
This is less, I guess, of a conspiracy theory and more of an observation I saw that was like spot on.
Yeah.
Season 1 is male and sweaty.
Yes.
This season is female and freezing cold.
Yeah,
like it's like polar opposites. Pretty much.
It's like it's super dry because it's so cold and stuff. Yeah. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, that's
really cool. And I do like how Jodie Foster is a lot like Matthew McConaughey's character in the aspect of like unapologetically says what they're thinking.
Just
like
always,
she's so bitchy, and I love it.
I love her so much, dude. She's amazing. Just like doesn't hold back. It's just like, fuck you, fuck that. That's fine. I hate you. Don't talk to me like that. I'm gonna fuck you later, but you're a piece of shit. And I'm gonna tell you in front of everybody. Like
that guy. Love that actor. He was
he's amazing, dude.
He was Doctor Who. He
was
ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought I recognized him from something. Like I don't watch a lot of Doctor Who, but like now I know that you say that, and I'm like, yeah, he definitely was one of the doctors.
Yeah, he was one of my favorites. He was one of my absolute favorite doctors too.
Yeah, I can like picture him as the Doctor in my head now that you say that, because it was a while ago where he was a lot younger, right? Like he didn't have like white hair. It was like
early 2000s, probably, if not late 90s.
Which I've heard was a weird time for Doctor Who.
Oh yeah. I think it was like the best time.
No, yeah, like I heard it was good, but it was like it gets even weirder than Doctor Who already normally is, like and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, okay, bet, like maybe I'll watch like that series at some point.
That's the series with the episode where they go on an alien ship and the last surviving human is there, and it's just it's like a cloth stretched out because she got so much plastic surgery that she just turned into a flat piece of skin.
But she's the last living human.
Yeah, she brings a record that said she's like, this is an ancient song of my people, and they put it on, and it's Toxic by Britney Spears.
No fucking way.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Highly suggest.
I'm 100% gonna need to watch that series with him, because that's the kind of shit I need to know about. That's fucking amazing. Yeah, it's so fucking funny.
So good.
My god. Okay, yeah, that's phenomenal. I'll need to get on that. So another thing that they talk about, I think it's episode 2, that is a direct connection to season 1 in like a very fucked up kind of scary way.
Really?
Well, I think I had texted you about it. Maybe I didn't, but like when they find out, they get what's the rookie's name, or like freshman, like she always calls him. What's his name?
Oh, the son of the other
Peter. Yeah, Peter. Yeah, and then his dad is his dad's Hank, who's a piece of shit. But that's fine. We'll talk about him later, maybe. Anyway, she's like, Jodie Foster Danvers is like, oh, did you figure it out? And he's like, yeah, I did some research. And it's like a shell company of a shell company of a shell company owned by the Tuttle family, like Tuttle International. And it's just like that. scares me just as much as all the weird shit that's going on.
Yes.
Like all the like supernatural, like she's awake, like stuff. Like that shit fucks me up because if you don't remember, audience members, if you don't remember, the Tuttles are the ones who were the big preacher guy and the governor and like that whole family, and like the guy who was the Yellow King was like a bastard of a bastard cousin that was in that family, and that's why he was getting away with it and stuff. Like they were like doing these rituals and like all this fucked up shit to women and stuff, like and they were like in high positions of power and stuff. And apparently they own this research station, which is fucking scary. What are they looking for? Well, who are they trying to wake up, bro? Like I'm freaking out.
I think they talk about it very briefly about what they're researching, and they were trying to find like where we came from.
Yeah, he says like he's like yeah, I think like yeah, she's like, what do they like even like research there? And he's like you know, like his like historical stuff, but like one thing he says is like like the origin of life and stuff like is like one of the like last things he said that like sticks. So like it's freaky as fuck, dude. That shit really freaks me out, just like the combination of those two, because like again, if you've seen season 1, you know what fucked up shit the Tuttle family was into. So
well, and here's my question, I don't remember fully, did the Tuttles not get into any trouble during season 1?
No, one of them dies. I think the preacher one, or I want to say it's the preacher one, dies because because the guys who were interrogating Cole asked him if he like he had a series of break-ins at his house, and that was Cole trying to find the evidence and stuff. But then he died not too long after that and stuff. Right. And they're like kind of being like, did you break into his house and kill him because you have a personal vendetta against him, even though he's quote unquote done nothing wrong as far as they knew at the time? So
it was more he killed himself because he lost the tape.
He lost the tape. So like he killed himself because like the rest of his family was going to kill him, or like he was going to have to die some form or fashion to keep everything casual on their end. But I don't know. It ends, season 1 ends with it doesn't really go into the details of like what the fallout is, other than they got their guy, they figured it out, and then McConaughey, Cole has that super intense like heaven like experience, and then is like, fuck this, I'm leaving the hospital, and walks away and stuff, and like that's the end of it, you know. So they don't really go into like, okay, so this is the guy who did it, he's related to the Tuttles knew, and so they're all being tried and like arrested and like stuff like that. So they may have been able to pay their way out of it and been like, oh, we don't associate with that bastard of a bastard cousin, you know.
Just put all the blame on him. Because I was gonna say, how are they still doing business? But that makes sense. I
mean, they got those pockets ran deep, you know, like you know, that we saw in season 1. So yeah, I just hope, I don't know, it's kind of like I hope that comes back up, because like that's cool lore and story and stuff, but also the Tuttle family scares the shit out of me. Like they're scary to me, and I kind of
terrifying people.
I'm more curious about who she is and like why it's bad that she's awake. Like I want to know what's going on with that, and like, but I don't want the Tuttles to be there and be like, we did it, we woke her up, yay. Like I don't want that part. Like the combination of those two freaks me the fuck out. So we shall see. Did you see any theories talking about like the Tuttles and their connection? Is anybody speculating on that?
I don't think I did.
Anything else good like that you saw? Because again, I didn't look up anything. I was just like experiencing it.
So one of the theories I saw, which is less of a theory, more of a fact, that is somewhat of a spoiler for us, but will be another connection, is that these people on the True Detective websites are unironically truly detectives.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Oh yeah, dude. Thank you, Zencaster.
They found this website that did a article titled "How to Get Cast on HBO's True Detective" or whatever.
Oh, cool.
And they there's a section on it that says who is in the cast of True Detective Night Country.
Oh no.
and it lists a bunch of people,
Uh-huh.
and you will never believe who is on there.
Is it McConaughey?
It is not. That would be amazing.
Is it wait. So is it somebody from the first season or
It's someone from the first season, but it's
oh my god, is it Alexandra Daddario?
No, that would be amazing.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing for a different reason, but that would still be amazing.
They just throw her in there. She's a different character, but they're like
she's a different character. It's like, yeah, I have a sister in Louisiana, a twin sister in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Somebody from the first season.
It is someone from the first season that I am like, why did they bring her back? But it's got to be connected somehow. Is
it one of the daughters? One of Woody Harrelson's kids?
No.
Is it his wife? His ex-wife?
No.
Okay, who is it? I give up.
Ann Dowd, who is the woman who was seemingly somewhat mentally impaired and was with the Yellow King guy. The one who she's a big actress.
The Flowers?
Yes.
So, like, do you want to make flowers today?
Yes, you want to make flowers. Apparently she's in, and it's under her name that she was in season 1. Betty Childress.
Yeah, Betty Childress. Yeah.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
So she's allegedly in the full cast list according to these True Detectives online.
Yeah, and of course the top comment is, "OP, you are the truest detective," which is accurate.
Yeah, that's incredible. That is, wow. That scares me in a way that
I'm like, of all characters,
right?
And
like,
kind of my theory with that is maybe. So I did see another thing that said someone took a screenshot of when she goes into that guy who's like ice fishing in that little hut.
Yeah, her like fuck buddy dude.
Yeah. In the background,
I like him.
Yeah, I liked him a lot too. He kind of reminded me of Jason Momoa in a way.
Yeah, I want more of. We'll see.
Yeah, he should be in there. They've got to add at least a couple more sex scenes to make it truly True Detective.
Yeah, that's right, baby. Anyway, continue.
But in the background, there's a calendar that shows that it is December 2023. So this is like current day, pretty much.
Yeah, this happened last month. Yeah.
Yeah. And my theory is maybe either this place in Alaska is the origin of that spiral and of that like cult following. Yes. And maybe some of the people who survived that whole cult following in Louisiana made like a pilgrimage to Alaska to like get answers or something.
Dude, honestly, that tracks, especially because like we were kind of talking about like, because like the Yellow King and Carcosa and all of that comes from I can't even remember
the book.
I have the book up there. I can't. His last name is Chambers. But it's a book called The Yellow King, and it's 4 short stories that are all based around like one of them's about the Yellow King is a short story about a play that if you watch it, it'll make you go insane, like, and stuff. And like, but it's about this like maybe real or maybe not cosmic entity called the Yellow King. There's a cult that worships it and stuff. A big precursor to Lovecraft. Like Lovecraft was a big Chambers fan, did the same stuff. Lovecraft kind of popularized the cosmic horror thing, but a big thing in cosmic horror as a whole, regardless of it's Lovecraft or Chambers or some of the new people doing great stuff in that same kind of world, dreams and like being called to a place, like being told stuff through dreams and like having an urge to like need to go somewhere you've never been because you've experienced something and now you need to have answers. Like that's like a big theme and like a big narrative point for a lot of stuff. So like that really makes sense. I could see her.
That resonates. It's kind of like Caribou's needing to jump off a cliff.
Exactly. I got to go. I can't be here right now, dude. But yeah, I think that tracks, and like if she is actually genuinely going to be in it, I could see like that she's like, oh, I just had to like there's some shit here and I know about it and I'm trying to figure it out, but also you don't know, so I can't talk to you about it. Like it's if you know, you know, kind of a cult thing. So like that would be cool. But she's not going to like it there. You want to know why she's not going to like it?
No flowers.
There's no flowers. Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. Fucking got it. Yeah. But honestly, that I'm really tripped out about that she's allegedly going to be coming back. Yeah. Like all characters, like
I know. I like if I kind of wish I didn't know it, to be honest, because just seeing her pop up, I'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, I would shit my pants. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I'm excited about it anyway, because like now I'm like, well, when is she gonna pop up and like in what context? You know, like
wait, dude,
what?
Maybe she.
She's the one that's awake? Was she behind the entire thing? Was it actually the Queen in Yellow the entire time? Is that what this is? Holy fuck, dude. All right, we just busted this whole thing wide open. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't hate that. Like, I wouldn't hate it. Like, it could work in like a weird way. I was thinking though, what if she's in like some weird kind of like I could see like she's like in some like weird vision somebody has, like maybe Navarro, because she's more tapped into like the supernatural oogie spooky side of stuff, or like seems to vibe with it more. Like she's like sees her like there's some kind of vision, you know, and like she's there, and it's like it's kind of like a Marvel thing or like a Star Wars thing where it's like they're kind of in it, but it's more of like a, if you know, you know, kind of a shout out, you know, like kind of a thing, like. That makes sense. Or Queen in Yellow. It's one of the two. No in between.
One of the two.
Like,
no in between. It's actually just her like in a supermarket.
She's in the background. Yeah, just like she's shopping for some flowers, like at the supermarket, because they always got flowers there and shit. Like,
that would be a funny cameo. Her just carrying flowers.
Just carrying flowers in the background. Just like she's just like, fuck yeah, dude, I got me some flowers today.
Y'all thought y'all mentally blocked out that scene. Here it is again.
Yeah, hey, if you forgot, here's your fucking yearly reminder that scene was a part of one of the best series, the best seasons of television ever. You had to watch that to get there, which is fine. Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. There was something. I feel like I had another theory or question. Oh, so speaking of Navarro, what? So the end of season or episode 3, right? With the dude who had to get amputated and stuff in the hospital.
Yes. Terrifying.
Like what the fuck was that about? Like that was fucking scary, dude. Hey, your mom can't wait to see you, bro. Also, she's awake. It's like her mom? Or is this two different people? Why were you having like a seizure and then like now you're totally cool? Now it's just you and Navarro in the room? Like, and why did she seem to know what you were talking about? Like, that's the part that really fucks me up.
Why was nobody shocked that one of them lived? How did he live? Like,
oh no, dude,
he was in the cube,
dude,
and just.
That shit was so fucking scary, dude. Yeah, that's what I texted you at the beginning of episode 2. It was like I just very loudly screamed, "What the fuck?" in my own house.
I was like, I know exactly what you just saw.
You're like, yeah, I'm aware. Like, I got you. Me too. Okay, but that's the thing is like, so he survived, but remember then like in episode 2, I think it's the end of episode 2, Pete is like, hey, you got to get down here to the ice rink and stuff. And he's like, I'm missing a person. Like somebody's gone.
Right.
And like, that's a different dude. And he still has he
totally
didn't come up.
Different dude.
They didn't even talk about him or he didn't even come up in episode 3. Like he's still just running around. Like,
which that was another thing that I was like, what? Because they set out on a search and I'm like, do I just not understand cold weather?
No,
I would just be like, this dude's dead. Like, don't worry about it. He's somewhere out there.
Yeah, exactly. Who gives a shit? Like, we'll find him. It's fine. Yeah. Like, well, let's wait for the summer season when we have sunshine. Like, and then we'll go out there. Like, let's not do it now. But yeah, that's the most that they talk about it is like, they're like, hey, we're looking for a guy. Consider him armed and dangerous. Cause then, Hank, prior, the Pete's dad, piece of shit,
Right.
Gets all his hillbilly fucking friends to come out there, and then that's what causes the fight scene in the hospital that gets Navarro alone with the dude, and he says that, and he says that fucked up scary shit like and everything.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm very curious where, like, what, I don't know, like, I guess my question about that whole part is, I think it makes sense that he hasn't come back yet. You know, like we had some other stuff to talk to about. So like, I'm fine with that. My question is like, if you were that guy and you woke up nude in an ice rink and apparently you had seen or experienced some really fucked up shit.
Right.
Would you just run away?
I would probably find the fastest way to die. Based on that dude in the hospital bed, I don't want to wake up.
No, dude. Yeah, I completely agree with you. So, like, do you think that's what he did? Like, is he just hiding? Yeah. And like, is he just run back on the ice, be like, freeze me again or kill me this time? Like, I can't be here. I guess like
maybe. Well, no, that wouldn't make any sense. I was thinking maybe whoever was responsible went in there and for whatever reason needed that guy, so pulled him out. I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah,
because it's just like, is he going back to what they saw? Does he like get it now? And he's like, like her, like she's awake. Like, is he like, oh yeah, no, like I'm cool and I'm with it. Like I gotta go get a spiral tattoo and go be like, what's up, bitch? Like let's do this. Like let's take over the world or question mark.
Did they say which one it was?
I feel like they did, but I can't remember. I know it wasn't the younger dude who was making the sandwich and had the video. Was it the guy with the spiral tattoo? I'm wondering
if it's the guy who said she's back and then freaked out and whatever.
I think it might have been him, because the guy who gets amputated a whole bunch that's not that guy. That's an older guy. So I think it might have been him. I can't remember his name right now, but like it might have been that guy. Which honestly would make sense. I'm gonna go ahead and say it was 100% that guy, and if I'm wrong, somebody tell me, and that's fine.
And I agree.
All right, bet. So we're right. Everybody else can fuck. Raymond Clark. That's the yeah, I think it was definitely that guy. Owen McDonald. I think it was definitely him who is the one that got out, because he's the one that got the tattoo.
Right.
And that just honestly, it just makes the most sense that it would be him. So
if it is, it is him.
Yeah, cool. Fuck yeah. Ha.
Sick.
Fuck yeah. Oh, dude, hey, hold on. Here we go.
Knocked it out of the park.
Knocked it out of the park, man. All right, bet. I was gonna find a way to use that one at some point.
That was I was like, oh no,
I was like, how do I use this? Yeah, like why would I? All right, cool, nailed it. Yeah, home run. Amazing. So I did want to talk about something. I wanted to get your opinion on so Jodie Foster Danvers, her stepdaughter, right? Like she's like, or like her like adoptive daughter. Like do you know what the official?
I think it's adoptive,
because she says stepmom. Because like the daughter says stepmom, but like, and it's definitely not her kid, because she's like full like Inuit or whatever they're I'm not sure what the tribe. Yeah, native. She's full native, so I'm sure we'll get some more lore of like how that happened and everything. But like, so she must be just adopted, or she's just like, it's not a foster thing at this point.
Yeah,
like,
that's kind of what I'm thinking. At first, I thought when she went and talked to that teacher, at first I thought maybe that was her dad, but
wait, no, but then the daughter says stepdad. Yeah, because like the daughter keeps saying step. Like stepmom, rather. So
stepmom, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but she was obviously with the teacher dude and stuff, because he was like, you can't kick out my class so we can fuck in my classroom. And she's like, no, I'm here for work. And he's like, oh, what's up? Like, he's like, oh, you have a question? Like, yeah, like, which I thought was hilarious. I was like, damn, she's just like Jodie, just out here left and right, dude. Just like, which, I mean, what else are you going to fucking do in Alaska, in that tiny, tiny little place that they live in? But my main question about that was, so why do you think Danvers is so against her daughter embracing her native side? Because I have an opinion of it, but I want to know what you think before I say my opinion.
I'm not specifically sure, but I feel like it has to do with something of her other kid dying.
Maybe.
Because she had that other kid who I think the story was ran out into the ice and just never came back.
Something like that. Yeah.
So I'm assuming it has to do something like with that. Like maybe that tribe or whatever will do that on occasions. I don't know. What's your theory?
Well, my thought was just in like from like a true crime perspective and stuff, like native female like murders and stuff, like they don't get checked on. They don't get, they're like what do they always say on last podcast? They call them, they're a part of the D&I, do not investigate category. Like, oh, this native woman is missing. Let us know if you hear anything. We're not going to look into it and stuff. So like, I think it's that. It's like she knows, like being in law enforcement in an area where there's a lot of natives, she's like, please don't embrace it. Not because I am against it or I'm racist, but because I don't want you to fall into that statistic, because it's a statistic that unfortunately is real and stuff. So that's my thought. But then at the same time, let's put it this way. That's what I hope it is, that it's out of like a good thing, that she's like, I don't want you to become another like native woman statistic of like crime and like murdered against or like missing. But also whenever she's talking to Navarro, she's always like, he's like, oh, did your spirit animal tell you that? Like she's always like saying like low-key kind of racist shit to Navarro, but it's like, is she joking, or is she like, or is like those two things and a comment on like, or like showing us that like, yeah, she a little racist against the
she just
natives.
doesn't buy it.
Stuff,
it could be.
Like,
I was also just thinking she mainly gets mad when she has the chin tattoo thing on.
Well, I think she was really... Go ahead.
No, you got it.
Annie K had the same one.
Yes, and I think maybe that's why she doesn't like it so much, is because that case was like very mentally...
Obviously, that was really bad for both Danvers and Navarro. They were both obviously very fucked up from that.
Yeah.
I mean, because Danvers wouldn't even talk about it. Pete like stole the stuff, and he was like, so you're gonna tell me why you had to steal these files from my dad and stuff? And she's like, well, you know, like blah 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 blah. And he's like, you already know everything about this case, like, so you obviously worked on it, and you lied to me earlier when you said you did.
And I loved that scene because they said, and then he shot himself, and it's like, with the flashback, it's very clear that one of them shot him,
dude.
And then later, the son is like, she lied to me. Like he could tell that that wasn't the whole story.
Dude, I loved that. Yeah, I love that's very season one. You know, like the big like when they find the kids. You know, in season one, where they're like, yeah, we got there, and like, you know, he shot her, and then he had shot himself, both dead by the time we got there, and like he's just like clearly alive from what we're seeing. So who do you think shot him? Navarro or Danvers?
I would really say hard.
I would say Navarro.
Say Danvers. Oh,
really? Okay, hold on. Go elaborate.
Well, so I say Danvers because she's just so miserable and like not mentally like fully there. I feel like versus Navarro, I feel like she's just like a tough woman and like stuff like that. But I get the feeling that Danvers maybe hasn't always been like this, and that she just like in her adulthood turned into like this cold woman.
No, I could totally feel that for Danvers, that like she like used to be. I mean, because like we got the flashback with from the daughter being like yeah, like da, 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 like with dad and stuff, they used to like dance and like da, 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 and like be so happy. We got that quick flashback. She had longer hair and like, they were being
Which
all
is
cutesy.
probably a counterpoint to my argument as why I think it's her, is because she's probably turned into a bitch after her daughter died. Because like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What are you gonna be happy about? But
yeah, that's fair. that tracks. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's Navarro because it was a white dude and it was a native woman that he killed.
Right.
That was together, and he was like abusing this native woman, and they couldn't do anything about it because like like that weird thing with like domestic cases where it's like, well, we didn't see anything. She's saying I fell too now. Like she's not pressing charges because like that's always really bad. It can be very dangerous for people that are like being abused to like be like, no, they did this shit. Like sometimes it's hard to do that. So like I feel like Navarro was like, no, fuck this dude. Like she's dead now and we couldn't stop it. I'm gonna just go ahead and pop one off.
Well, and actually, I'm changing my answer because also she got demoted shortly after, and that was probably Danvers being like, "You need to take a step back, cool it down."
Like we're cool, but technically we can't do this right now. Yeah, like you need to not be here.
There has to be some sort of repercussion.
Yeah, you're right because then because it is shortly after that she like. Demoted, transferred to the Stadies versus like the local, like and like it's a whole weird thing. Almost immediately after that, So I think Navarro just based on her character and then what happens after, like you said, so that makes sense. I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's crazy.
I don't know.
We probably don't know anything really.
We literally, we've been talking for about an hour and I know I'm forgetting something that I really wanted to talk about right now. That we could talk about for like another 20 minutes. Like I'm trying to think. So talked about the dudes.
I think one of the biggest things that makes me confused on what's happening in this series is one line from the woman that sees the guy that sees
Rose.
Russ's dad. Rose.
Yeah.
So this whole show, you're thinking the whole time, oh, this feels supernatural, but it's True Detective, so it can't be supernatural. There's got to be an answer for it.
Right.
And my answer was kind of starting to be there's probably some schizophrenia in Navarro because her sister suffers from some sort of schizophrenia.
And the mom. Their mom.
And the mom. And that runs in the family and everything.
Yeah.
But the one line that gets me is Rose says something along the lines of, I think it was in the conversation where she drew the spiral. She says something along the lines
when they're inside and they're like blowing down. Like,
yes.
She's blowing down and she's like, you want some Navarro? And she's like, no. Fucking cop. Like, no. Like, I can't do that.
The line is like, don't confuse mental illness with spiritual something. Spiritual occurrences or something like that. So now I'm like, is it spiritual?
Exactly. Yes, dude. Yes. Oh my God, that is such a good point. Because I forgot about that moment. Watching the third, cause that's just how the show goes. It's like, oh my God, all this great stuff about this episode, and then when you watch the next one, you kind of forget small things because like there's so much more new. Holy shit, yeah, dude. Yeah, she's like, well, don't confuse like mental illness with like the spirits or like the supernatural like speaking to you. Like there's a clear line between the two, like and stuff, and it's like, so like, is Navarro good? Is she good or because like I don't know, man. Because I saw that dude in this newest episode lay up and say that fucked up shit to her, but like she was the only one in the room besides that dude. So
and I
she could have just imagined it.
It is hard to figure out what's going on because all of the hallucination stuff is happening to Navarro, but it could just not even be hallucinations. Like it could just be,
could be real.
Like really.
Well, I mean, again,
up things happening.
IRL supernatural stuff, like this kind of supernatural stuff usually happens to like one person, at a time.
But it's happening like everywhere.
Yeah.
I feel like
The fact that it's happening. Well, hey, there's whole places that are like super weird. It doesn't have to just be one house or hotel or train station or whatever. You know what I mean? Like there can be whole areas. You know, like I mean, I don't even know. Like there's just places that are like this whole space. Like what is it? Mount Shasta,
right
out in California. Like Nick was like, yeah, like because like him and Antine, you know, like they did the shit, and they were like, so they went by it because it's part of the trail, and he was like, yeah, like that shit's like whatever, like okay, cool. And he said like they like came around the corner and like got a straight view of it, and he was like, that's the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen. And he was like, he's like, I felt like a moth to like a candle or like a light. Like he's like, I just had to like go towards the mountain as quickly as possible, and like everybody in their group was like I need to go there, and like that whole town around that mountain is everybody's like, yeah, this place is just fucked up weird, like super fucking weird all the time. Like so it could just be that whole little Ennis town, you know, like that part of Alaska is super fucked up. So you're just like, oh yeah, there's another ghost, or like, oh yeah, there's another supernatural thing over there.
That was the most believable theory I saw on how this is all going to play out.
Oh yeah,
or it has to do with it. The big theory I saw was that the whole town's water supply is contaminated.
Oh yeah,
they mentioned it a couple times.
Yeah, the water's
this
all
last episode. It was like gray when it came out
Jodie
or whatever.
Foster, Danvers tries to like wash her hands when she goes to visit the family, or like the mother who had the billboard. Very sad. Wait, hold on. Very sad. When she goes to visit the mother who had honestly, that's probably inappropriate. I apologize. I probably wasn't. I'm just trying to use. I got 4 free like things. I'm just trying to use them. Anyway, she goes to wash her hands or like wash her face off, and like the water is straight up black. Like, and she's like, ugh. Like, so I can get into that.
Well, and that really, there's a lot of things that go into that. One was they were talking about how in season 1, one of Russ's common statements is he tastes something in the air, and it's like aluminum and rust,
because he has like
ash
that,
or something.
Yeah, he has that synesthesia, so he like sees colors and hears taste and all that.
Right.
Like, shit.
And this theory also plays into the fact that Russ from season 1 lived in that town, presumably. So he drank their water, and he had a ton of hallucinations all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did work for like the drug task force and was forced to do drugs and stuff, but like if he lived in that area for like 10, 15 years growing up and stuff, and that was his only water supply, like maybe the drugs he was forced to do when he was working drug task force like undercover, like just kind of like lit something up and like just like made it like he's like, I haven't had that water in years. I don't do drugs anymore, but it just happens now. Like, you know, like it just made it a part of it. That's so interesting.
Also, if the caribou are drinking the water, then that explains why the caribous ran off the mountain, is because they had all these crazy things.
And honestly, like, I mean, that is really interesting too, because like, I mean, just the idea of like mass hysteria and like the combination of like water supply tainted with some like weird weird shit, like let's just say it's like some kind of something like mushroom, like psilocybin, like just something that naturally occurs and it gets in the water and it makes you trip and stuff, and then like but then the sociological idea of like mass hysteria and stuff, like everybody's low key kind of maybe tripping a little bit all the time, like, and then like people start freaking out and stuff, because that makes sense with the caribou. Like one of them starts screaming and starts running, and they all do it, you know, like like is that like was that opening scene a precursor to what, like letting us know what's going to happen?
What happened to those people? Yeah,
it's like they all started freaking out, and then they all just followed in line and stuff, and like herd mentality, mass hysteria took over, and then they just ended up like that. Like
Right. The thing that also confuses me is
I like that.
the
I really like that.
I know it's like the
really
post.
like
I can
that.
send it to you. The post is
send me
like
that.
a novel, pretty much. They go
Yes,
into a lot of stuff, but
those are my favorite.
The weird thing that was also the biggest thing that's made me like cringe from this season. It's like main thing.
Yeah, let's start talking like maybe not like what's going on.
Jodie Foster's voice does get me sometimes. It's not the most pleasant voice, but I think it works with her character.
Oh, it's just it's I mean that's how she sounds in Silence of the Lambs back in the day. Like it's just her voice.
Right.
Like I get it. It is grating. She has a naturally grating kind of voice, so I get it. There's some scenes where it hits real hard, and it's like okay, like come on. Like,
but so the thing I'm the most confused about is also the part that made me just die laughing. So she is trying to figure out the cause of death. She is a homicide detective in Alaska, and she is trying to get a vet to tell her if this is what people normally look like when they freeze to death. I'm like, surely you've seen people freeze to death and you don't need to ask a vet.
Yeah,
but
that
it is
whole
like
thing.
What happened? Like, I don't know how they ended up out there. I don't know what they were running from. I don't know. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
I mean, to that point, like, yeah, you're right. It's like, there's no way in fuck she hasn't seen a frozen body living in Alaska, and like some drunk dude just gets drunk and starts walking, falls over, passes out and freezes, you know, during the like like the long night months where there's no sun to like maybe keep him above like a dying temperature. But like I don't know, I just like I like that scene still because the way the vet guy is like, what does he say? He says something like, he's like, no, I've seen like animals like
he compares it oddly enough to caribou.
To caribou, yeah, scene. Exactly. He compares
I've
it
seen
to caribou.
Them die of cardiac arrest because they're scared
like that's
or
the
whatever.
Part that's like he's like, yeah, like they get spooked real easy and like they'll just like cardiac arrest and then they'll die and then they'll freeze like this, and he's like, and that's what this is making me like, that's what I'm seeing here. Like that's what I'm thinking about, like looking at this, like that's the only thing that makes sense from like, and again, he's a vet, but like it does that person, whoever said that, is not wrong. Like, it's like, there's no way she hasn't seen somebody like frozen to death, living in Alaska, working in Alaska, like being in that kind of a job, like law enforcement. Like, you've definitely seen that before. Like, so that is a little weird, but like him saying that, I'm like, it's fine. That's cool. That's a good line. Like, that's good. Like, I like it. Like, I'm just going to go ahead and say, like, overall, I'm very excited for this season. I really like it. I think it's all working so far. There was, that's what I wanted to ask you about. So the very end of episode 3, this newest one, when Pete quote unquote cracks Annie K's phone, and there's just that video of her in like an ice cave. It's like, if you look at the background, it's like, that's like an ice cave, like definitely.
It looked like it, yeah.
And like, I would think at least it's an ice cave. I think it's an ice cave. And she's just like, I found it, like, this is Annie K, like, duh, like I figured, and then just like screaming, like some of the most brutal screaming like I've ever heard. Like, like good, like Emmy nom for that actress just for that screaming. Like, it was haunting, you know. And I'm just like, again, that brings it all back. It's like we were just talking about like oh, like it's a water supply and they're all just like tripping, like they could all just be tripping, and like she's awake, it's just all mass hysteria, like everybody's just having like a bad trip together and everything. But then that happened and I'm like, no, there's some real fucked up supernatural ancient cosmic horror shit going on. Like that's terrifying, dude. Like, what the fuck was that scene, dude? That was so fucked up. I love it, but I hate it.
Tie in to my final theory of how this is going to go.
Lay it on me.
So, Navarro thinks she's hallucinating. Is she? Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah,
But regardless,
she's definitely concerned that she might be hallucinating. Yeah.
One of her hallucinations was that giant, gnarly-looking polar bear.
Yeah, with the eye.
So my last theory is maybe she is the gnarly polar bear, and she's been there tormenting people for ages. All the native people like know there's like a beast not to mess with, and that's what made them run away terrified and go into cardiac arrest. I don't know how they ended up naked, to be fair. But I don't know. There was just a weird scene where she was hallucinating that, and then also Jodie Foster's character finds a little flush with a missing eye.
That's what I was gonna ask. Was like, I get what you're saying, and it's like, yeah, like maybe the native like folk tale has to do with like this spirit is a polar bear missing an eye, and like she's the one that's awake. But how does that tie to the polar bear that's missing an eye that Jodie Foster finds? Like,
I know, maybe her daughter. I don't know.
Like her stepdaughter, or like
maybe her stepdaughter had that from in her native group,
and that's why it's in a box. Because she's like we don't talk about this like kooky, spooky, dumb shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like stuff. Like, I mean, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Like,
But in that video, you probably would have heard the video where the girl gets murdered in the ice cave. You probably would have heard some sort of animal noises, I would assume.
I mean, but if it's a spirit and it's just taking the form of a bear, like it could sound like nothing. It could be completely silent. You know, like if we're talking, if like we are truly getting into like the complete like supernatural, then literally anything is possible, and it could be completely silent. Maybe it was screaming back at her, and maybe it was the one screaming and making that noise, and Annie K wasn't screaming.
Yeah,
maybe it was doing it. You know, like that. Oh my god, like that scene. You saw Annihilation, right, with Natalie Portman, and like that banger cast, Oscar Isaac's in it.
So.
It's like where they go and like all the biology is like commingling and like because they're in a weird place. When that scene where the bear and like the woman who died earlier like fused, and it's like it's roaring but it's her screaming at the same time. What if it's something like that?
Could be.
Like
I could see that.
I just gave myself chills remembering that scene from Annihilation because that shit was haunting.
No, yeah.
Also, book's really good. That scene ain't in the book. That they made that for the movie.
To really mess you up.
They fucked up. They like that's a rare time where like the movie had a more fucked up scene than anything in the book, but the book is still good. Anyway.
Yeah.
But like it could have been something like that, you know, if it's like OG actual supernatural and shit. So I don't know. Long story short, I'm very confused. I'm very excited. I'm very scared. That's how I feel about.
Scared.
That's how I feel about like the next 3 episodes we got coming out. So we got, let's see, got February 4th, February 8th. No, they're all just part 1, 2, 3 through 6. Okay. Like there is no name for any of them, which because I was super bummed about that too, because all the other seasons, like even the bad ones, like they have like a specific name that relates to like the narrative, but this is just part 1 through 6, like which is fine, but I wish they would do that. But if that's one of my biggest complaints, I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean? I just like, I don't know. What do you think? I guess I do have one more question. I'm kind of curious. Like we kind of alluded to him, but we haven't talked about. Do you think Hank, Pete's dad, I feel like he, and like not getting away from the supernatural part, he definitely knows something about the Annie K stuff. Yeah, cause like all that, like, cause like the mine and cause like everybody's like, well, she got killed because she was out against the mine because it made the water bad and stuff, and like higher ups like got her to shut up so they'd stop protesting and stuff. Like he like that part of it, he knows way the fuck more.
Yeah, the vibe he gives off is corrupt cop. I feel
Oh my
like
God, like the most corrupt.
there's got to be something there.
Well, because he didn't take the because Annie K's hairstylist, who dyed her hair. Remember, because they find the picture and it's got the blue on it, and they're like,
right.
and Navarro's like, bitch, I talked to you years ago about this, and you said, oh, like you didn't know. And she was like, okay, I did, like whatever. And she's like, well, I called the cops, and like nothing ever came of it. So it's like, I'll just keep my head down, like, because shit's weird. Yeah. And it was him, and he buried that lead and stuff. And that's what Navarro like screams at him about it and shit, rightfully so. Like, I feel like that wasn't him just being like a bitch or like a racist even. Like, I think like he knew some shit. Like,
intentional, yeah. Well, and it also answers why he had like all of the files and refused to give any of them to anyone.
Like he had them stashed for some reason, and apparently that was like totally okay, which is weird. But man, I don't fucking know. Fuck that guy. I know that. Like, I don't like. I
could see him being involved somehow.
Especially, maybe not with the like supernatural side of it, but with that side of it, he definitely knows some shit. And then like Pete, is just he's trying to live. He's trying to live, man. He's just trying to live large. He's just trying to be a good cop, take care of his kid, help his native wife like get through nursing school and stuff. Like,
right.
Come on, man. He's the best. He's like every show, even when like he's the only. How do I say it? It's like I like all the characters. He's my favorite in terms of like he doesn't suck. Every other character kind of sucks, like in their own ways. He doesn't suck. He's just trying to be good to everybody in his life and do a good job at his job and like be good and stuff. Like, he's like the truest good guy of the entire show. Like, truest. And I love him. He's the truest detective. Maybe we'll see. Maybe he figures it all out. Maybe he woke her up, whoever she is. And he was like, fuck it, I'm tired. Dude, honestly, because she's like, oh, like his wife is like, oh, like you were just like that dumb idiot, like that sweet dumb idiot. And he's like, what if I don't want to be some dumb idiot anymore? And that's not who I am anymore. And it got real serious real quick. Yo.
He's like, I'll show you.
Dude, honestly, he might be in the cult, dude. He might be in the Spiral cult. We never seen him without a shirt off, bro. Got a tattoo on his fucking chest. Well, she would have seen it. No, he's got it on his like, it's like in his gooch, so she can't see.
Reverse tramp stamp, front.
Yeah, he's like, I can't do it. He's like, I gotta be able to hide it from my wife because she won't get it. She won't be into it. And they're like, all right, well, that's fine. So they figured out a spot. So I believe it. All right, Pete's. You know what? Everybody in this show sucks. Pete's the leader of the cult. I'm calling it now.
The only good one.
So, do you have any other favorite conspiracies you've come across? Because everything you've talked about and you've brought up is making me so fucking excited. Because again, I'm gonna go on record and say, obviously season 1 is the most superior, but so far this is the best other season that's not season 1. This is good shit.
Hitting all the itches. It's perfect.
I've been listening to a lot of mystery thriller books at work. Some of them dive into a bit of like, here's a splash of some supernatural shit that happened and stuff. This is better than any of those books I've listened to recently. Like, no doubt in my mind. Like, can't change my mind about it. Is there any like, did you already say your favorite one? What's your favorite one so far?
I don't see much else. I think my favorite one, which is the one that I believe in the most, is the water stuff.
Yeah, I like the water stuff a lot too. Yeah.
There was another quote that was in that post that said, "What happened to my head? It's not something that gets better." Which, if it is the water, that means it's not something like, oh, you stop drinking the water, you get better. It's like, it just gets worse if you drink more, and if you don't, it stays the same.
You just like plateau at that, unless you do a bunch of drugs when you're working in Texas as an undercover drug task enforcement. Oh my God, that works. Oh God, that one makes a lot of sense, and I like it a lot. But also, me being the like person I am and stuff, it's like I want the like ooky spooky stuff to just be a little bit true. I want it to be like Like, just like have a little of it be like, no, this shit real, bro. And I believe it. I believe it's real. I feel like it's gotta be real. At least, like, let's put it this way. Even if it's just a weird cult that's believed in shit for like the all end of time, like the very Lovecraftian thing of like, there's a cult that's as old as man and stuff that worships this weird shit. Even if the thing they worship isn't real, if the cult is real, I'll be happy. And I feel like that's going to happen because Rose drawing the thing in the snow and being like the spiral in the snow and being like, this shit older than the ice, Navarro, fucking watch out.
Yeah.
Like you're not solving some petty little crime. Like, that's the message I got from her, was like, this isn't some fucking whodunit shit right now. Like, this is deeper than that. Like, that's how I took that scene. It was like that, like, it was telling us, the audience, like, this is deeper than a whodunit. Like, we're getting fucked up, and I'm here for it, and I'm excited. I do think the water theory holds a lot of weight and definitely makes like the most sense out of what we know so far, because a lot of all the like creature or like supernatural stuff, like, it's hard to speculate on that because we're just getting such a little tiny bit of what that could be, you know. But like, the water stuff is more prominent, and it's like, that makes sense if they're gonna like pull the rug out from under us and it not be anything supernatural. And I'd be okay with it if it was the water thing, because again, the way it ties into season 1 like that makes so much sense, and it would be so cool.
Well, so, and you know, like, kind of adding on to this, I just thought of this, I don't know if it's accurate or not, but when the guy came to do the delivery to the research center, he brought them a bunch of food and stuff. I'd be interested to see if maybe there was like bottles of water involved, because if there was, then maybe since it was towards the end of their shipment, they ran out of water, so they had to switch to tap water or something like that.
That's so fucking interesting.
I need to rewatch it, just watch all the water.
Honestly, I want to do that too. I honestly might do that like right now. Like, as soon as we get done, I might be like, like, hey, Austin, you sleep? Great. I'm going to rewatch these 3 episodes right now.
Right.
That's a very interesting point to see, like, what think about, like, okay, so going on the water thing. So they're drinking, even if they're drinking bottled water, there's no way that Tuttle family funded fucking research base doesn't have a dishwasher. Dishwashers don't use bottled water. Does it, like, is it?
Well, and like, showering. I mean,
showering,
I feel like
laundry. They dude, there was laundry still. They were midway through laundry, dude. Like, when that's all true. The shit went down, dude. And like, that's the water. That's not bottled water. That's water that's just like whatever is around, you know? Like, this water, dude. This water theory has legs. I'm gonna go ahead.
There's something there.
Like, I'm into it. I'm really into that. Honestly, if it, again, I'm a big proponent of like the supernatural stuff, and like, I always wanted to be some hoogie spooky dumb shit. But like, if it's fucking the water and like a combination of mass hysteria and like everybody in the town's going crazy, I'm gonna be so fucking happy. That's gonna make me so fucking
That'll be
happy.
so sick.
That would be so fucking awesome, dude. Oh my god.
And there was something else this person wrote. They said, it's known that mining can cause heavy metals to leach into groundwater, surface water, and soil.
Lead.
If exposed to heavy metals, humans and animals can experience jerking movements, generalized convulsions, behavioral changes, hallucinations, and other symptoms we've seen through other characters. When Rose is skinning the coyote, he like twitches.
Yeah, he's twitching like crazy.
Yeah. So that could mean it also got to the animal.
Maybe that's what gave him cancer, dude.
True.
Maybe that because he lived there long. Cole. Maybe that's what gave him cancer, and that's why he died of cancer, because he drank that water. Because he lived there like way longer than anybody else, as far as we know as of right now. Because Danvers transferred there. Navarro moved back there. So did her sister. Like all the main, like most of the main characters, like or like, yeah, like I came back here, or like I moved here and stuff.
Meaning
but,
they
like,
haven't been exposed as long as
they haven't been
others
exposed
do.
as long. But Cole, like Detective Cole specifically says, like, I think he was like 5 years old and he left when he was like 20. It's like 15 years, at least 15 years, if like, well, 15 years until now. Dude, yes, fucking Travis Cole been there for fucking 30 years drinking that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I'm all about this water theory. I like it.
Could be
Again,
it.
I also do want it to be some like Cthulhu type fucked up shit as well. That would be great. But
yeah,
I don't have anything to base that off of besides, you know, it's just they're acting like it's going to be that, and they haven't told us officially yet. But the water theory makes a lot of sense. Will you send me that post?
Yeah, for sure.
I really want to read that novel that this guy wrote.
Yeah, it's kind of all over the place because of that, but
I love that though.
This is definitely a dude who had a thought and was like, I gotta get this out quick.
it was like everybody leave me alone. I gotta get into my computer for 10 minutes and just furiously typing. Hey man, that's the best kind of shit though, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so what do you think about the fact that they did? Well, I guess all of the seasons they do as like pretty current, right? Like they're like
I think so, yeah.
Like they're all like, this is happening like right now. Like you're like, this just happened, like, and stuff. Cause like, I don't know, cause like you brought that up, like the calendar shows it's like 2023 and it's like building up to Christmas. So like this just happened is like the idea. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm looking at the dates of the next few episodes. It's like February 18th or February 4th, 18th, and 25th. And I'm like, nothing jumps out at me. Like,
no.
As like, is there some, I was like, oh, is there some like date, like release date? It's like, oh, this is going to happen. Like,
any like, yeah, like little Easter eggs in there.
Yeah, it's like so February 25th and next week would be March 3rd. It'd be March, like that Sunday would be March 3rd. And it's like that last episode happens would be somewhere in late December, probably based on where we are in the timeline. And it's like, at like the end of it, it's like, oh yeah, like March 3rd, 2024, some fucked up shit's gonna happen. And like,
yeah,
that's like how it's like, oh shit, like, like, and everybody's like freaking out.
Well, and yeah, I don't know. Do you remember? I feel like they never really talked about dates in the other ones, but maybe they did.
So I know in the first season they talk about like it being the 90s, because like when they first caught the Doris Lane case, it was the 90s, but then they're being interviewed in, I think it's like 2012, like when the first season came out. Okay. So I think they all are supposed to be concurrent, because in the third season, I remember, is the Mahershala Ali's character is being interviewed by that girl, and she brings up the Louisiana coastal crimes that are in the first season,
right,
and stuff, and everything. So that's obviously after and stuff. So I think they all are usually pretty concurrent. So they're like with actual, like, this is happening right now. Yeah, so I think that's fine. But
when I did just look up, because I was curious, the show starts at the first day of night in Alaska.
Yeah, which
I was
is
like,
30
well,
days.
how long does it last? Did it say 30 days? Okay. Well,
there's the movie. There's the movie 30 Days of Night, which is like the vampire movie that's set in Alaska, where like they're like, oh yeah, it's like first day of night, and then like it's got Josh Hartnett in it. You remember that guy?
Yeah,
guy? Like he's the main guy in it, and it's like, but it's like, yeah, they're being hunted by vampires for 30 days because they have 30 days of 24-hour days where they can be out.
Yeah.
Is it more than 30 days?
Well, so I just Googled in Alaska, and it said 60 plus day period, but I feel like it probably changes depending on where you are in Alaska.
Yeah, if you're like at the very top, like very north, and like the very south, like it probably would change. Right?
Probably changes, yeah.
So I'm 30 to 60.
Yeah,
maybe?
probably around there.
Probably 30 to 60. If you're like at the top, it's twice as long and stuff because you're that much closer. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of curious how like that works. Like, it's probably gonna end with the sun coming up, right?
That's what I figured.
Like,
but
at some
if
point,
it's 60 days, that's long.
I don't think we're gonna get that much of it. You know what I mean? I could see.
Yeah.
Well, also, it's been going like 1 or 2 days at a time.
Yeah, like I think
we're
they're on day
halfway-
like 5 or something.
Yeah, like we're halfway through. So you know what? They might not. You know,
Yeah.
like
Unless
it might not.
there's like we don't know where to go, and then like a bunch of time passes where they kind of are like, oh, here's a lead or something. But
yeah, I could see a time skip working or like happening and working. You know,
yeah,
like I don't want that to happen, but
right,
they can make it work. If they keep doing if it keeps up at this pace, if they did a time skip, I'm sure it would make sense because everything right now so far has been pretty fucking cash money, if I do say so myself, and I do because it's fucking lit. I think I only have one more major question. Yeah, I only got one more major question for this episode because obviously we're gonna have to finish up and do a finale episode and talk about how we were 100% correct about everything. So we definitely nailed it.
It was the water and the polar bear is an ancient god.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a cult, and Pete was the head of the cult because he didn't want to be a little bitch anymore. And his dad.
Could you imagine? HBO sends you like a cease and desist.
Yeah, like, hey man, hey man, like that's cool and all that. Like you nailed it, but like you better fucking pull that episode right now. Like, I would definitely pull it so I didn't get sued, but I would definitely also be like, they made me pull it. I'm not gonna tell you why, but they made me pull it. I would definitely. I'd definitely like be calling news stations and shit and be like, hey, guys.
Got a scoop, give me 10,000.
I got a scoop. I need $100 million to tell you about extort everybody.
What was your question?
Oh yeah. My last major, most important, not most important, definitely not the most important, but my last major question. How do you feel about the Billie Eilish song being like the main intro song? Because I was not expecting it based on like the other seasons like intro music songs being like more like folksy or like small time and stuff, but this is like it's fucking Billie Eilish. Like where do we go when we die, or like whatever the name of it is and stuff. And it's like I was like, okay, but then like as I'm watching the show, like we're into the third episode now, obviously I'm like, it makes sense, you know,
the vibes
like,
fit with it,
like vibe of the song and like what the song's about, like makes sense.
And it's a very I don't know if you'll understand it. It is like a very cold sounding song. If that makes sense.
I completely understand what you mean, dude. Yes, it's like yeah, no, she like her music specifically, like that album specifically is very cold. You know, like in general, which was the point of it, I'm sure, but like, or part of the point of it, but like, I don't know. When I first heard it, when I watched the first episode, I was like, oh, this is kind of off from what we usually get for like our cool intro. Cause like the intro sequence and stuff, like it's great. Also, did you notice it's different every time?
I don't think so.
I think it might be different. I'm going to rewatch and double check, but because I remember in the third episode, so I remember there was like a truck sitting in front of a house, and I was like, I don't remember that from the last episode's intro. And then that was the house that they broke into to be like when they did the murder suicide. Right. And I was like, I don't remember seeing. I was like, so
maybe it's like a sneak peek.
Yeah, it's like hey, this is what this episode's gonna have, this kind of shit. Right. In it, you know what I mean? And I'm sure there's some like always in there stuff, but like there's some moments that I was like, I don't remember seeing that, because I feel like the trailer in the episode 2 when they find the trailer, the spirals on top, all that
Right.
bullshit and stuff. I texted you and I was like, okay, I'm freaking out. This is so like season 1, like I can't handle it and shit. Like, I feel like that trailer was in that episode intro, and it wasn't in this next one because it's like, oh,
I'm gonna
we
have
already
to
found
start
it.
paying attention to those.
I know. That's fucking True Detective, man. They fucking make you pay attention to everything. But I don't know. I think I like the Billie Eilish music. I think it works.
I think I do too.
At this point, I started being like, what? It's mainstream, and I was like, it's fucking True Detective. It's mainstream as fuck. Of course they're gonna have that. Like, of course they're gonna have like a popular song, like a popular artist, like get people to watch as however they can. Like, I get it, but like, yeah, it took me by surprise. But I think it's working.
I think it also is fitting because of the like female focus aspect of it. Like this
100%.
season's definitely very female, which is awesome. And
yeah, it's fucking awesome, dude. They're all killing it, dude.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
And it could just be trying to hit on that too a little bit.
It makes sense.
So I'm trying to think about what the season 1 intro was.
Oh, that's the one. Oh God, I could like
Far From Any Road.
I was about to say I could sing it, but I don't think I should do that because I'll fuck it up. But it's like it's that I can't do it. I'm not gonna do it. Look it up. You know what it is. Everybody knows what it. It's amazing. Season 2, I can't remember. Season 3, I don't know. I just know that they were like kind of in that same vein where they were like folksy and like kind of like twangy and stuff, and then like all of a sudden it was like all these cold shots of Alaska and all this fucking weird shit, and it was just Billie Eilish, just like Billie Eilish beats just being dropped in my face, and I was like, oh, okay, damn. I was like, like, yeah, took me by surprise, but I vibe with it. I fuck with it now.
Well, and on the same music tone, I think their choice in doing the because when Danvers walks in to the like science place, that song from
the Beatles.
Yeah, Ferris Bueller's playing on repeat.
Dude, okay, so we were about to wrap up, but I got 2 more things. Why does she hate the Beatles so much, dude?
So in one of the flashbacks of her with her daughter, that was on in the background.
Yes.
So I think that like reminds her of her daughter.
Okay, that makes sense.
Which is like for one thing, it was super spooky when they walked into the house and it was just on repeat. Yeah. And then it's also like one of those songs where it's like, how can you be sad listening to this? Like, it's such a banger.
It's like not only is it that song, it's the Ferris Bueller at the parade singing it, and like the shots of everyone like having such a good time like on his day off and stuff, and it's like, but they're in there and they're just like, so what do you think? Where do you think this tongue came from? like they're like, all this fucked up shit happened and stuff, but like,
and she's like, just immediately like, where's the remote?
And she's like, turn it off, and he's like, I tried to turn it off, like I swear, but then she obviously is able to get it. Yeah, no, that's a very good point. That choice of like song like is so interesting because like it's such a great song. Yeah, it's like it's such a feel good song, but like it's just ooh, chills.
I will say this too.
Oh my god, I can't wait to rewatch
to get
it right
deeper,
now.
But that could also support the water theory because that was playing on repeat and they were chilling like they were just watching the movie before they all disappeared. So maybe they're just tripping, it's repeating, and they're like, God, this movie's so good. Like they don't even recognize that it's looping.
They're just like, man, I fucking love Ferris Bueller. Honestly, it tracks. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so I did lie. I did see one theory. I didn't go looking for it, but I was scrolling through Reddit and it came up. And somebody, I didn't read a whole lot about it, but somebody on Reddit was like, they were trying to say something along the lines of like, this person on Reddit felt that they made such a big deal of Danvers not being able to find her glasses when they first get there to the salon, like that they're like, I think their point ended up being like, because she's like, I can't find my fucking glasses, like I can't see anything, and then she's like, oh yeah, here they are, and like she's like, okay, now I can see what's going on and stuff. Like, like I think they were like trying to say something along the lines of like, she's gonna miss something important because she's not gonna have her glasses, or she's gonna miss something, or she missed something with the Annie K like case originally because she needed glasses and didn't have them yet, or like just a generic kind of metaphorical, she's gonna miss something that's right in front of her face,
or has already.
Yeah, or has already, and it's like right in front of our faces too, and we're all gonna miss it, like and stuff, because like they quote unquote made such a big deal about her like being like, oh, I don't have my glasses, I can't see shit, and then being like, oh, I find it, and then she gets really, so then she notices all the details, and I was like, you're crazy, and then I watched the next 2 episodes, and I was like, I can't find that post anymore, and I wish I could so I could read more of what they were talking about, because like they might be right, because I've fallen down the rabbit hole.
That is one of those scenes that's like, okay, why are we harping on this for
exactly
for this, like 10 seconds of this? Like,
if True Detective, even season 2 and season 3, like less season 3, but like definitely season 2, like the only thing True Detective always does right is they don't waste time. None of their every single moment is important to the story they're trying to tell. In season 1, it's the gift that keeps on giving. You watch it a million times and you're like, holy shit, another layer to blow my mind and make me in love with this season. Season 2, that's awesome that you did that and you included all these details, but this story fucking sucks, so I don't give a shit. Season 3, we're getting better, but still, season 4 though, right now, I'm drooling over like all of these details in these moments. Every single scene, I'm like, I like want to pause and be like, okay, so when Danvers first walks in, she's wearing this, but if you look at this next shot, it's a different shade because of the lighting, and like what does that mean? Like I go full, I don't even know.
And that whole aspect is why when I first saw the water theory, I was like, that's got to be it, because they did focus on her washing her hands and the water being all nasty, and it's like, well, why are we doing nasty? That? Like,
and they talk about it a lot too, because when Navarro, first episode, Navarro goes to see Annie K's brother or cousin,
right,
and he offers her beer, and she's like, no, like I don't need. He's like, oh, I still got some beer, because like in Alaska, like because everything has to be imported, like there's like a weird thing where it's like you have to go get beer, as much beer as you want for like the month, like at the place, and then like come back, and if you run out, you run out and you can't
start
get it until like sucks, like you can't just go and pick more up on your way home and stuff. He's like, oh yeah, like I got like a couple more in my stash, like you can have one if you want. And she's like, no, I'll just have water. And he's like, no, you fucking won't. Don't. Like you can't have the water. It's fucked up. Remember? Because we're living in, like, I work for the mine, and I'm living in the mine like apartments that they made for us, and so we get direct water from the mine, and it's garbage. So they definitely talk about the water. I genuinely do like the water theory, but also if Cthulhu type thing happened too, I would be very happy.
Same.
One of the two. And Pete needs to be in charge of the cult.
Lock it in, HBO.
Lock it in right now. And Annie K, when she was screaming, she wasn't screaming in that video. It was the thing screaming.
Yeah.
That
you mean him screaming?
Him, it, her, who, they? I don't know. Point is, honestly, that part, like thinking about that and being like, what if that wasn't Annie K and it was the thing like attacking her, screaming, like mocking her, like in a way, like that got me fucked up right now thinking about that. We should write True Detective season 5. You and me, buddy.
There we go.
Let's do it.
Write a fan fiction and send it to HBO.
Let's put a pin in that until next episode that we do and we see how good or bad the
Right
rest
or
of the
wrong.
season is and how right or wrong we are. Like if we
There's
nail
something
it,
so
like,
obvious we're not seeing.
yeah, like I really don't want to have to name the next episode like TV episode, like TV series with Kyle, like True Detective, and it's like wow, we were way fucking wrong. like sorry, this will be the last episode Kyle and I talk about TV shows, like, because we're the idiots. Like, I really don't want to have to do that. So I think we got some stuff though. I think we got some good theories and like shit like that. You know.
Yeah, I think there's some good ones. One of them's got to be
I think we're out here. You know. And
hey, we'll see next episode.
Yeah, we'll see. I can't fucking wait, dude. Oh my god.
I know.
So fucking excited. Honestly, low-key kind of excited that there's no like football. I mean the Pro Bowl, but like whatever.
Yeah,
like,
whatever.
Because it's like I can like
that.
be at home and like as soon as it's like on streaming, I can like start it. Like,
yeah.
And I haven't felt that way in a long time.
Me neither. Yeah.
About a show like that. Like wasn't like a Netflix show that they drop all at once and you just binge. You know, like
right.
So I'm super excited. So I guess just real quick to wrap up, like, so we're happy, right? Like I'm very happy with what we got.
I'm very
going
happy.
Right now.
I think a lot of people actually surprisingly aren't.
Dude, which is crazy to me.
It is crazy to me. Yeah.
I like talked to like 2 or 3 people at work and they were like, oh yeah, no, like it's good and it's like kind of spooky, like kind of like supernatural like and stuff, and I was like, oh shit, I need to check it out. And I talked to some other people at work and they were like, yeah, like I could not give less of a fuck about this new season. It's probably worse than the last season. And I was like, after watching it, I was like, no, no, it's already so much better than last season.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
I feel like
it's crazy.
From what I saw on Reddit, a lot of people are like totally opposite of us in the aspect of like season 1 was supernatural enough, but it was still realistic. And I think a lot of people are like really into like the detective aspect, and this is kind of pushing the boundary to be like a little bit more supernatural-esque.
I understand that concern. I mean, it's like you said at the very beginning of like our episode right now, like if you didn't like that part of the first season, you're probably not going to like this season because it's definitely leaning more into that weird shit stuff. So, but like, I love it. Like, I think it makes the most sense, dude. Because I always thought in the first season, like that was like I thought the weird shit was the most interesting part of it. I've seen good detective shows. You know what I mean? I've seen good whodunits before. I've seen Clue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen good whodunits. All right. I don't need another whodunit like that. But like putting in like the Yellow King and Carcosa and like he's tripping. Is it real? Is it not? Like all that stuff added so much depth.
Yeah, it adds an extra layer of mystery.
Exactly, it's an extra layer of mystery. That's a perfect way to put it. Like, and it just makes it so much better because it's just like, and then like the philosophical conversations they can have because of that. Yeah, it makes it like, because you know, like there's lots of stuff that's like, oh, it's too dialogue heavy and stuff, like oh, this dialogue scene went on too long and like wasn't that interesting and stuff. Every moment of dialogue in the first season is
it's money. That's like my favorite part of the season 1 is how, since it's so spiritual, they have those spiritual conversations.
Exactly.
And McConaughey's just rattling off just craziness. I love it. It's so good.
Time's a flat. Hey, one time somebody told me time's a flat circle and stuff. Just like, oh, and
which
like
a lot of people were pointing to on Reddit about this story being like the same as that sort of.
Dude, exactly. But it's so good. Okay, I don't understand how people can only be. It can be halfway. Okay, it's halfway through, so I can understand people having strong opinions. But like, I can't understand how there's that big of a crowd that's like, nah, this kind of sucks. Like,
yeah,
there's
and
still
a lot
enough.
of people. a lot of people were also saying it's a little bit too slow, which to me is not necessarily true. I think the pacing's wonderful, but
Yeah.
B, even if it is a little bit slow, that just means that these next 3 episodes are going to be pedal to the metal insanity.
Exactly, dude. I don't understand people who get upset about like a one season series, or like one season story and like a series, like whatever, like people who are like, oh, it's too slow. And it's like, yeah, man, we're telling a whole story, one story in 6 episodes.
Yeah. Got to be some groundwork laid.
We gotta have some detail.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta see why we give a shit. People, like, the arguments that is like, well, I can watch a 2-hour movie and like still care and like get everything I need to know. And it's like, yeah, like, but this is like, the reason that they didn't make this a movie is because they had more to show and tell us, like, and stuff. Like, so you're gonna get a slow start. Like, I love, especially with detective stories, supernatural or not. I love slow burn detective shows.
Me too. Yeah.
When you're like there's one. What is it? Oh, The Chestnut Man. Did you ever watch that on Netflix?
I don't think so.
So it's it's a book. It's based off of a book by Alex North, who's a great mystery thriller author. I've read a couple of his books, and they're both, the 2 that I've read are fucking awesome. I didn't read The Chestnut Man because I saw the show, but I should probably still read it. Anyway, it's in Danish, I think, because he's like a Danish or Swedish author. So the show is, you got to read the subtitles because they speak Danish and stuff. But like that one was like the first, like, I don't know, it's like 8 episodes or so, like plus or minus, like it's like 6 to 10, something like that. But like the first few episodes, I was like, okay, interesting, okay. And then like the last,
like what you did there,
I was about to go to sleep. Yeah. And then like cliffhanger happened, and I watched the last like 2 or 3 episodes just like right then and there. I didn't go to sleep till like 5 a.m. Like I was like I gotta know, because like shit's like hitting all of a sudden. And like that's what you want, dude. Like that's what you want from a detective type show. You want slow burn. Yeah. So people who are against that can fuck off, as far as
so good. Well, and I also like any day of the week, give me a slow burn that rises versus something that starts out crazy and then it's like a slow burn the rest of the time. It's
dude,
like,
oh my god, dude,
that's the worst in my opinion.
Okay, so there is something to say about like narratively, it's like starting out with like a like an intense moment and then de-escalating and then slowly building back up to it. Right. The problem is when you go, you build up, you have that intense moment and then you get that black screen and it says 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Give me an intense scene that is like give it to me chronologically. Intense scene, slow it down, but it's all in order. I don't want to come back to this scene later. I want to see more. I want to see different shit. Like when we get to the end. So like,
well, it's like, here's the climax. Now let's build up. It's
so this is what. So we're gonna make you wait for it, but here's a little taste. Fuck off. Like no.
Yeah.
Give me a taste of how intense it could be, but it's like, but we'll get there. We'll get to something different that could be even more intense later. That's so much more interesting. Which is why
for sure.
Which is kind of what happens in this. These caribou just all fucking mass jumping off this fucking thing, and you're like, well, that was really fucked up and weird. And now it's like, we're slowly but surely getting weirder and weirder and weirder, and and I can't even imagine what's gonna happen. I'm so fucking excited. Let's see. So the last episode comes out February 25th. So do you think we could do it February 26th? You think we could do it then? Because that weekend is Austin and I's joint bachelor party. That's right. So we're gonna have to get it out then, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it the Monday after. Like, you know what I mean?
No shot.
I don't think we're gonna be able to get it out then. So let's plan for that. So everybody listening, when you're flying down, or driving down to New Orleans, you can listen to our final thoughts, and we can all talk about it that weekend. Hell yeah, that'll be dope. So we'll plan for that. Hopefully that we should be able to make that work. And do like exactly like what we're doing right now, and be litty about it. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so fucking excited for the next 3 episodes. Like I honestly, it's kind of making me happy because like obviously like with football, like I've been looking forward to Sundays for like football and stuff, but like now I'll have this to look forward to for at least one more week because the Super Bowl is the 18th, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So that means I'm gonna get to watch
2 weeks from yesterday.
Because February 4th is the Pro Bowl and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Because they take a week off. So February 18th, we're going to get to watch the Super Bowl and watch the second to last episode.
Which you know is going to be
after. Immediately after. And I'm going to be probably decently drunk because it's Super Bowl, so, you know, like, it happens, you know, like, that's going to be so dope. I'm gonna be screaming at the TV. I'm gonna screaming at the TV, dude. Not just because of football that night, dude. I'm gonna be freaking out, I'm sure.
And hopefully we're right, and we can do the Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, like yes, dude. Dude, honestly, that would make me so happy if I could that could be like the picture I post on Instagram to be like the show, like episodes out, and be like, oh my god, like we said that shit, like we called that shit. I'd be so happy. I'd be so happy. That'd be so awesome. All right, well, I think that's all. Do you have any closing thoughts? Like, I think I've nailed everything. I brought Billie Eilish, and then we kept talking for like 30 minutes.
I
think I got everything I needed to say.
I think we hit it pretty well. I don't think we missed anything of, at least right now, knowledgeable importance. But,
we have 3 episodes, and we're just shy of 2 hours, like still, and thank God we did a mid-season finale.
Oh
episode. We would have like an 8-hour fucking episode.
We'd break our last record.
We would, which is still the longest episode I've had. So it'd be ridiculous. Well, yep. So stay tuned for that. That'll be fun. I got another episode coming out. So this will come out this Thursday. I'm gonna have this come out this Thursday, and then I gotta hit up Neil. I'm doing an episode with Neil, like a regular old debate. Like is it good? Is it bad?
Can you give a sneak peek as to what it is?
So the sneak peek is it's a 2023 Apple TV movie.
Oh, movie.
So we went an Apple TV movie with some big names in it.
All right.
And
see, I don't think I've seen any of their movies. I was really big on their TV shows.
So their TV shows, oh my god, their TV shows are amazing. Honestly, like I want to do with you when Severance season 2 comes out. We need to do that.
Oh my god,
dude, Severance is so fucking. You told me to watch that, and I watched that, and that's when I was like, Kyle needs to be my TV liaison. This is like the best incredible shit. I like that show. Is so fucking good, dude.
Like depending on how they do season 2, that might be like one of the top shows on my list.
Oh, dude, no, that first season was hauntingly good. It was way too good. It had no business being that good. But so Apple TV movie, because they got a couple like movies and stuff. I guess one more little hint is it's like a rom-com thriller.
Huh. I guarantee you, I don't think there's a shot I've seen it, so I'm gonna have to check it out.
Big names in it. Big names in this movie, and I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything too much, but
don't give it away.
I did like it until I didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so I was out. I bought the ticket, and then by the end of it, I was like, I want a refund. I'm mad. I was low-key mad about it, but it was one of those where I was like, God damn it. Like, son of a bitch, they almost had me. But then it just gets dumb, but that's fine. So I'll have that coming out sometime, hopefully next week. I still need to talk to him about when we can record, but so do that. Also, everybody buy Liquid IV, bro. Like, come on, dude. Like, get some Liquid IV. Stay hydrated out there. You know, it's about to get hot. You know, we're coming out of the winter. About to get hot. Gonna be sweating more. If you live in Tennessee like we do, it's gonna get real hot real fast. So buy some liquid IV. That'd be dope.
Stock up. Be prepared.
Yeah, I can buy more shit to make this podcast even better. Trying to get video episodes by the end of the year. You know, like that would be dope. We'll see how that goes, but yeah, other than that, yeah, just keep listening, keep enjoying, watch fucking True Detective Night Country. That shit is so fucking good. Rewatch season 1 if you're confused. If you're like, wait, I kind of remember that spiral shape. If that doesn't immediately make you go while you're watching, you need to rewatch the first season. I'll just tell you that right now. Should have said that at the beginning, but it's too late.
And do it now. Open a window while you watch it. Get fully immersed with a little bit of wind chill, you know.
Yes.
And
it's honestly, the fact that it's like been so cold recently, and then this is what we're like, it's nice. It's fun. Okay, so I do want to ask you this question real quick because I almost put it up on my bad movie debate as like a poll, but I'm just gonna ask you. So like, during the snowstorm, I asked Austin, I was like, ooh, we should watch a movie tonight. Like, since like I don't have to go to work till late tomorrow and like you don't have to work at all because you got out of work. Like, I was like, so do you want to should we watch a super cold movie because it's like a blizzard outside, or should we watch a super hot movie to like juxtapose what we're going through right now? Yeah. What do you think? Because I had an opinion and Austin had an opinion.
I'm full immersive if I can.
Okay, see, that's what cold. Yeah, Austin said the same thing. She was like, no, we gotta watch like some super cold shit, like, and I was like, I don't know, like, but what if we watch like something that's like in the desert, like, you know, like Austin was like, I mean, she would never suggest this movie. She's like, we should watch The Thing in Antarctica, like, and they're like in the cold and stuff, and I'm like, no, we should watch the Matthew McConaughey vehicle Sahara where they're in the desert, like, like so, or no, like The Mummy, you know, Dune, oh my god, perfect. That'd be great. Dune 2, Dune Part 2
coming out.
That's gonna be good.
Get your Dune 2 popcorn bucket. Fleshlight on your bucket.
It's for popcorn, guys. Like, it's only for popcorn. Yeah, that's a odd bucket. But anyway, I reckon that's it. Kyle, any shouts out? Anything you wanna draw people's attention to?
Shouts out.
Like at the end of Hot Ones, what you got going on, you know? Like,
shouts out Matthew McConaughey. I want to thank him. Yeah. Because if he didn't do such a good job in season 1, I might not be watching this season.
100%.
Shouts out to, this is going to put us on a tangent, but I'm not going to let it. Shouts out to Last Podcast on the Left for introducing me to my newest hyperfixation historical event, which was the
Andes
crashing of the plane in the Andes. I listened to that on the way back from a trip and have been like so hyper focused on that story for
when you were coming back from a trip on a plane.
Yes. Oh, no. I was driving. I think I took a plane there, but I was driving back.
I was about to say, you listen to that on a plane, I would be shitting bricks, dude. Like, I could. Shit.
So shouts out to them for introducing me to that because I had never heard of that before.
Dude, that story is super fucked up. Like,
and Netflix literally just released a new movie about it. I haven't seen it yet, but I did watch immediately after I got home from that drive. I was like, Savannah, we're watching what is it, Survive or Alive? The original movie.
Alive.
Which we had to pay. We had to pay $4 to rent, and I'm like, do it. We're doing it. Which, of course, after we turned it off, we turned Netflix on and saw that they just made a new movie about it. So
that's fucking hilarious. Oh my god.
Shouts out to that. Go look it up. It's an incredible story.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna look up the name of that new Netflix one because I want to watch it.
It's like Society of the Cold or something.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that was about that. Society of the Snow.
I thought it was something else.
Society of the Snow. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I didn't realize, following a plane crash in the remote area of the Andes, survivors join forces and become each other's best hope as they navigate their way back home. Okay, I did not realize that that's what that was about. Damn, that shit It got 91% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
Holy
I might
shit.
have to watch it tonight.
Okay, yeah, I might have to watch
gonna
that
be
too. That's good.
The old one's good, but it's not nearly as like brutal as I was expecting. This one's gonna be very graphic, I feel like.
Oh, exactly. It's 2023 Netflix, yeah, R rated, like yeah, it's gonna be intense. Hell yeah, dude, good shouts out. Hell yeah, I love that. All right, well, I reckon that's it.
That'll do.
So see you, Kyle, in terms of bad movie debate in 3 weeks.
3 weeks. We'll be right back here.
I can't fucking wait, dude. It's gonna be so good.
Don't drink water.